Page 218.
You mean the lobby?
Yeah.
Oh, Stan.
218.
I think this is Peru's stuff.
He's not using it.
sing.
I'll sing. I'll sing. Guy go to check. Uh, 168. 168. Hare
Okay, go ahead.
Ah, ganda.
Harmonium or no harmonium?
Without harmonium.
I don't think I've ever sung that one.
Which one?
112.
Brandy or something brandy?
I don't care after. 112. 112.
Oh, yeah.
Vrishabhano sutta charana sevane koi boje palyadasi. Vrishabhano sutta charana sevane koi boje palyadasi. Vrishabhano sutta charana sevane Sripad Jnanatamandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandriyaya Radhikaya Tadalayaya Krishnaya Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Bhakta Vahina Aparada Lakshay Chitta Stikamari Tarangyamade Kipamayi Tvam Charanam Prapana Vrinde Namaste Charanam Om Vrindaya Tulasi Devai Priyaya Kesava Suchat Krishna Bhakti Prajadevi Satchivachaya Namo Panchakopa Trivyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Bhavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, offer my respectful humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Guru Padma Maharaja Ashtatar Satasisi Ma Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same unto the lotus feet of my beloved Shiksha Gurus, beginning with His Divine Grace Ashtatar Satasisi Ma Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. And to their divine graces Ashtatar Satasisi Ma Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Maharaj. And also unto His divine grace Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Srila Bhakti Pragyan Bharti Maharaj and Bhaktivinoda Puri Maharaj. Also unto divine grace Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kesha Goswami Swami Maharaj and Jagat Guru Ashtatar Satasisi Ma Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And to Sripad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Van Maharaj, senior Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and assembled devotees. Thank you. Please forgive my mistakes and shortcomings. So Maharaj has been here now a few days, and we all know him to some degree, but every time we're so fortunate to hear words from his lotus lips, we're becoming more and more entranced in his beautiful Harikatha, his presentation, and more than anything, his mood of service, his seva mood. This is a rare thing in any human being, especially in this world, especially in Kali Yuga. We find everybody wants something from somebody else. But the Vaishnavas are the complete opposite. They only want to give. And Srila Gurudev gave this example over and over again so many times, Trinadapi Sunichina, that should wear this verse like a necklace and try your very level best to emulate these qualities of being tolerant and being given. And he gave the example of so many times of a tree and how a tree gives everything. Its leaves, its bark, its wood, its shade, its fruit, its roots, everything. There's nothing that it keeps for itself. If you want it, it's all yours. And a Vaishnava is like that, giving everything, but yet at the same time never asking anything in return. And we can see this in the character of Maharaj Ji. Always traveling, giving, and never asking for anything. Only, oh, please chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please worship Thakurji. Please serve the Vaishnavas. And I was remembering a couple of things from our experiences in Puri. Maharaj everywhere, like giving the same type of affection to devotees. In Vrindavan, on Brajmanda Parikram, in Navadvip Mayapur, on Navadvip Parikram, and in Jagannath Puri. And in Puri, one time we went to a place called Chakratirtha. And that's a very, very special place. Many of you, I'm sure, have been there. Raise your hand if you've been to Puri and Chakratirtha. Is that a special place? Very, very nice. And the ocean is right there. Mahaprabhu would see the ocean and think, oh, this is Jamuna. And he would just jump in. So Maharaj there, we would gather there, and there was a circular place of stone, made of stone, and it was shaped in a circle, right by Chakratirtha there. And Maharaj would sit there and speak Harikatha. It was so sweet being outside, and wind was blowing, and beautiful breezes, and Maharaj was speaking so much Leela and Katha of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Jagannath, all Vaishnavas, and we were completely captivated by this Harikatha. After that, we were staying down near the Jagannath Puri temple, a long way, and he took us out to the Tatastha, right? Where the ocean meets the land, you know, the Tatastha Shakti, and the waves are coming. Sometimes it's touching the earth and some land, and sometimes it's not. And that's that region where we come from. And there he began to lead us on a kirtan from one end of the beach all the way to the other end, all the way down near Jagannath Temple where we were staying at the Mat there. Nila Madhava Gaudiya Mat. Nila Chala Gaudiya Mat. And on the way, he was chanting so beautifully. Beautiful, beautiful kirtan. All the devotees were singing, chanting, dancing on the beach, walking. And we happened to notice that night was like a full moon. It was very bright. The ocean was dark. And the waves were coming. And each time, like a wave would break, they would break very long from one end and just rippling all the way very slowly, slowly. And sometimes when the big moon is there, then the waves are even doubling up. Double. So many waves piling on top of each other, crashing, crashing, coming in one after another. And each time they would break, there would be pure white across the top. Very beautiful. And we were looking at Maharaj, and Maharaj was looking at the ocean, and he was going, oh, Radha's teeth. Krishna's teeth. And they're smiling. They're smiling at you. And it was beautiful. And we were watching, doing kirtan, and watching these waves crashing, rolling and rolling, rolling, and breaking across the horizon. And Maharaj kept telling us, oh, Radha, Krishna's teeth. They're showing their teeth, and they're smiling. It was a very captivating experience. When we went all the way down, finally, we reached our destination, and there Maharaj, again, doing so much service, Harikatha, then chanting, kirtan, and then arriving at the Mat and preparing to take prasad. Jagannath Prasad, yes. And so Maharaj is arranging everything. And cooking was going on, but also these two young, nice boys from Fiji. Those Indian boys from Fiji, I think you were engaging them in bringing the Jagannath Prasad in the temple. Someone Maharaj made arrangements, and every night they were bringing nice big clay pots full of Jagannath Mahaprasad. And Maharaj not only arranged to bring the prasad, then with his own hand, he served it out to all the devotees. So, like a very nurturing personality, he, in every way, was caring and taking care of us. Day after day, night after night, and all of that Mahaprasad was so good. So many nice sabjis and kheer. Very nice kheer. So, and dal. Jagannath dal, oh yes. Coconut dal. So many different types. So someday I pray again. I would like to go again with Maharaj. Gaur Premanandi. Huh? Soon coming.
feet of my Diksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my Shiksha Gurus, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, and Bhajani Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, my friends Lord Vaishnavas, and especially to the Sripad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. Anyway, I didn't really think I was going to say anything, but I remember this morning that Nitya Prabhu, you were singing the bhajan of Bhaktivedanta Thakur, and then afterwards you mentioned, like, I don't understand it, or I can't connect with it, or something to that effect.
No realization.
Realization, yeah. Well, we all, most of us, myself included, we feel that way. But there's another angle of vision, and that vision is that Srila Gurudev, he's planted a seed in our heart. And that seed has great potency, because Srila Gurudev is Vraj, Rasik, Mahabhagavad Vaishnava. So hearing from Gurudev and accepting the seed that Gurudev has planted there has great potency, great power. And if we follow the process of hearing, chanting, properly watering that seed, then by the mercy of Sri Guru, and also by the mercy of Bhaktivedanta Thakur and the Vaishnavas that, like Narottam Das Thakur, etc., they're singing these songs. They're not really songs, they're the moods from the hearts of these personalities. And surely they will awaken in our heart one day, and we shouldn't be hopeless. Sometimes the tendency to be hopeless is there. I remember many, many years ago, in the late 80s, early 90s, one of our prominent devotee, female devotee, and she was seeing how all the brahmacharis were going into Gurudev's room, like freely, regularly at any time, and they had this very intimate relationship with Gurudev, massaging Gurudev, etc., things that in a girl body you might not be able to do. So she said to Gurudev one day, I want to take my next birth as a brahmachari so that I can have this sambandha with you. And Gurudev slapped her in the face. And he said, I have not given permission for this type of thinking. He said, you should not think that there's some limitation due to your bodily situation in this life. Everything that I am giving, you practice this, and full result will come from this. So he didn't want any one of us to be hopeless. He wanted that we follow his instructions, do bhajan, and have faith. Have faith in Gurudev. We may not have faith in ourselves. We may feel that we're quite fallen and not progressing. But really, we can't see ourselves, the progress that we're making. In Madhurya Kadambini, it's stated that a devotee may not necessarily see the progress that he's making, but Sri Guru can see, and a higher Vaishnava also, he can see that we're making progress, although ourselves we may not be able to see it. So anyway, I was just thinking in this way, if we carry on, if we do bhajan, if we try to remain steady and always be humble, Trinada Bisanich, and do bhajan with this mood, Trinada Bisanichena, and also feeling Atenu Kampana Susamikshimana, this type of mood, then surely we'll progress in bhakti. Thank you so much.
Gandhana Shalakaya Chakshurvanitaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Before speaking, I offer my prayer for Bhagavats. At the lotus feet of my Guru, guardians, Nichigila Pavishta Om Vishnu Pada Astutarasata Shishimad, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to Nichigila Pavishta Om Vishnu Pada Astutarasata Shishimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, to our exalted Vipanuga Guru Varga, especially today, to Sripad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, for coming here to encourage us, and to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please accept my regards. Srila Gurudev was once asked, what is your mission? And he said, my mission is the same as that of Mahaprabhu, to give love and affection. And he said, the highest expression of that love and affection is the giving and receiving of Harikatha. So, in the Bhakti Rasayan, 2nd chapter, it's described that the peacocks, when they hear the rumbling, low rumbling of the clouds, it's called madhram, they become very excited and start dancing. So similarly, when Krishna plays those low notes on the flute, it's mirdu madhram, sweet rumbling of the clouds, and they go mad and they start dancing. On this particular occasion, there was one peacock who was thinking, oh, Krishna is playing the flute with so much mood, so much love. What can I give to Krishna? And he thought, I'm an animal, but people think my feathers are beautiful. And so what he did is he left one feather, and then they all moved on. Krishna saw the feather and he said, this is not an ordinary offering. This is done with so much mood. The peacock was watching as Krishna took the peacock feather and put it on his head. And the peacock was thinking, oh, he didn't just accept it and put it in his pocket. He put it in the most important place, on the top of his head. And Gurudev remarks that if something is given with love and received with love, then both parties partake of a loving exchange. So we know what's coming from Sripad Maharaj. His Harikatha is so much filled with compassion, love and affection. We see the example of his wonderful devotees, how they're growing so beautifully. So on our side, we receive a Harikatha, but what can we give? We can only give our ears, and like, what's your name again? Nandagopal. And like Nandagopal said the other day, we can give our ears, I'm playing, and our hearts. And our hearts. We can give our ears and our hearts. And I'm praying somehow or other I've got a rock instead of a heart. But I'm being drawn out to experience the great fortune of hearing the Harikatha of Sripad Maharaj. And I wish he was staying longer so that my heart can grow even more and more. Thank you very much.
Om Jnana Jnana Shalakaya Sakshusam Yatamrina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Namah Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Shri Mati Bhakti Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachani Sikshi Shindvaya Sacha Jazatirana. And yeah, we say these prayers, offering to our spiritual masters. And that one pamphlet, what is it? Guru Devatama. Guru Devatama. And there in Srila Gurudev is explaining how you give your everything, your heart, your body, your your mind, everything. Make that your purpose. And actually, Krishna in the 11th canto, right? I don't know what 11 something. Krishna says the same thing about finding a guru and giving you everything for that, making that your purpose of life. So there I was, you can say like that. And then the Trina, those mantras. And then after that one, we have Nadanam, Najanam, Nasuram, Kavi, Tamba, Jaganisha, Kamari, Mama, Jamani, Jamani, Spari, Bhavadat, Bhaktir, Tuki, Twayi. Those two we really, studied those quite, profusely back in the early days. Katrina, Dapisana, and the Nadanam, Najanam. I remember just traveling with two sannyasis back in the 70s, and we would get up every morning, and that was the first thing we would do after chanting our rounds, and that stuck with me for the whole time. So, like that, I'm trying to carry on with this Nadanam, Najanam, Nasunam, Kavitam, and what does that mean? We don't want any activity in the material world, like trying to enjoy the material world. But we need to make a distinction between what is matter and what is spirit so that we can make progress. And that whole idea of a distinction between matter and spirit is what all of our spiritual masters have, elaborated on. Especially like I was saying yesterday in the Jaiva Dharma, that whole Jaiva Dharma is elaborating on the distinction between matter and spirit. And the Valshruti, the back in the 800 and something page, Valshruti is the Mangalacharya of the Jaiva Dharma, which means, and the whole idea is to make a distinction between matter and spirit so that we can make progress and not identify with trying to take part in this material illusion. So like that, let's all remember Hari Bol, Premananda, Hari Bol.
Please speak to us. Yeah.
First of all, I offer my Dandavantanam to the receipt of my beloved Guru, Native of the Vishnu Sripad. I prefer the Shishim Vishnu Bhakti Vishnu Maharaj and my entire Guru Parampara and Maharaj and Vaishnavas. Maharaj has been speaking so beautifully and giving so much Tattva, Kata, Ras Kata mixed together like beautiful Katrina. And it's we're so relishing, and I've been thinking about how much his association is Udipan and remembering our Srila Gurudev. It's impossible to be in his presence and hear from him and not every moment remember Srila Gurudev. And I'm so grateful that he's come and he's brought his Vrajavasi foot dust here, and we can take it on our head all year till he comes back, and then we can. Narottam Das Thakur, he says, there's no better ornament than the foot dust of a Vaishnava on our heads, and also the water from his lotus feet is. So the most powerful thing in giving the strength for Prema Bhakti. And so having your association, Maharaj, it's like breathing after so long. This Harikatha is like a breath. We hold our breath till Vaishnavas come back. And take another breath. And reminding us that Gurudev is always with us. He's always closer than the air we breathe. so grateful, Marge. Thank you for your sweet, sweet Harikata. Hopefully something will stick.
Namo Om Vishnu Budaya Krishna Vastara Bhutale Shanti Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachani Sripad Maharaja Priyamane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Namane. So I'm feeling very fortunate because we're having sadhu sangha, sadhu shastra koi, lava matcha, sadhu sangha, sadhu siddhi koi. By a moment's association of a Vaishnava or a sadhu, one gets all perfection. It's like that association. Gurudev and our Acharya said this so much, sadhu sangha, but what does that mean? To associate with a pure Vaishnava, with Vaishnavas who are more advanced. That means that the Bhagavad Gita also tells us that how do we approach the sadhu or the guru? Tadvidi padapatina padipasena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanan jnanastapa darshana. How do we approach the Vaishnava and the guru? There has to be a certain mood. I see also, it's like in our experience, like when I met Gurudev, some of my godbrothers couldn't appreciate it. And I just think that it's because not everybody can imbibe the mood of surrendering service, of surrender and submission. There has to be a proper mood of the person. It's just like our Prabhupada says that when the example of it's like when if a woman wants to conceive, the man has to have the proper. She has to approach the man has to unify to produce a baby. In the same way, that knowledge that's coming down is coming from the sadhu. And what I can feel, this was the mood when our Prabhupada came in the early days. In the early days, it was a very sweet mood. Everybody had this mood of service, and it wasn't like there was not this enviousness, and there wasn't there. Everybody just wanted to serve. So I can feel Gurudev has brought back what was ISKCON, the international society. What is this? Our international society of Krishna consciousness. This was the same mood I could feel in the early days that our Gurudev and our Acharyas and our line here, and we're very fortunate to have Vana Maharaj, because Maharaj I could feel in the mood. He carries the same mood of Gurudev, that line, but it's also Krishna's in the heart. It's like you were saying, the Paramatma's in the heart, so he can confirm, like, wow, when it's like I'm this person. I can see the qualities of my guru. I can see in this person. Someone Krishna in the heart. He can tell us that. When we first came, a lot of us we didn't know anything about spiritual life, but we met our Prabhupada because Krishna in the heart. He gave us a sign. This is something real. So Krishna he can direct his heart, but we also externally from Guru. So I'm really happy that Maharaj, you're staying here for a few days, and it's very enlightening. This is very enlightening. It's getting together with Vaishnavas in the mood of the sweet Harikatha and hearing together is so much more potent than doing it by yourself. It's like you got 30 or 40 people. It just goes exponentially. So anyway, I'm praying that I can always remain humble and be around, serve Vaishnavas and give up my anartha, especially in joint spirit and my false ego, and I can associate and serve and be around these wonderful Vaishnavas. Panchakalpa Chudya
First of all, I offer my humble Dhanavad pranams and lotus feet of my spiritual masters, Nitya the Pravishno Vishnupada Asakar Satyashishiman, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and Nitya the Pravishno Vishnupada Asakar Satyashishiman, Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. Dhanavad pranams to all our Guru Varga, and especially Sripad Maharaj and all these soul devotees. So I'm remembering a long time ago, being in many assemblies with Srila Gurudev in India, and always our Sripad Maharaj was sitting right up front at his lotus feet. There was a spot for him. There could be hundreds of us, and he would always have, his spot would always be there. And many times Gurudev would say, I am speaking. He would speak such beautiful Harikata, of course, in high things, and he would say, I'm speaking to only one or two devotees. And I would always look around, oh my God, who is it? And there, of course, is Sripad Maharaj sitting right at his lotus feet, and taking in all this beautiful Harikata. And all throughout our scriptures, it's stated that whatever we meditate upon, then we will become that. And just like the insect, a wasp, I think, is trapped by a spider and put in its little hole, and the spider's keeping it later to eat later. And the wasp is so terrified and meditating on the spider, he becomes a spider. Or in our scriptures, it said, Maharaj, he is so attached to his deer that he dies and leaves his body and he becomes that deer. Even Krishna himself, he is feeling separation from Srimati Radhika, and he was sitting at once at Emily Tala, and he turned her color. He turned whitish. He lost his complexion entirely, becoming like her. And in Mahaprabhu, when he went to Vrindavan, he would also sit in that same place and become very, very absorbed in Vrindavan Lila, and so much so that he would again take on the mood of Brajendananda Krishna, and he had to leave Vrindavan so that he wouldn't lose his mood of Srimati Radhika. So obviously, by the experience of being in our Sripad Maharaj's association, again, after so many long years, we're feeling that same feelings that we had when Srila Gurudev was here. You're even beginning to look like Gurudev. You speak like Gurudev. You are friendly and loving and forgiving of our faults, and creating, wherever you go, a festival. The festival, like in English, it doesn't describe the not just the color and decorations and prasadam and music and dance, but the loving atmosphere that Gurudev could, wherever he went in the world, he could bring that. Prabhu was talking about peacocks. I remember once we were in Gita Nagari, Pennsylvania with Srila Gurudev, and there were many peacocks there, like 23. But they weren't dancing. Gurudev was looking at them. We had a small kirtan party, and he told one boy, play a madanga, the low side, and they'll begin to dance. And so the boy did, boom, 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 boom. But nobody danced. And then Gurudev said, give me that. And he took the madanga, and he played, boom, 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 boom. And these peacocks, all of them, they just opened up their tails and they began dancing. And it was such, they were in the middle of Pennsylvania, and he was creating this beautiful Mahotsava. So we are understanding that our Sripad Maharaj is completely within Gurudev, and Gurudev is completely within him. And the very, very, very first lecture that Srila Gurudev gave here in Badger, we weren't New Vraj then, we were Badger. Badger is a small animal that likes to fight and can't see very well.
So we were not New Vraj. First time meeting Gurudev, first time, and we were there listening. Maybe 200, 300 people. It was packed. And Gurudev began his lecture by saying, here in this world, we all want to be happy. We're all trying to be happy. We try to make money, we try to have nice families, we try to do so many things, but happiness is generally not coming. Even if someone has some ability to be happy, but then they just die. So he said, so it's important, it's essential that we approach a teacher, a bona fide spiritual master. And he said, but you must know the symptoms or you may be cheated. And he said 3 things. Guru must have all knowledge of Tattva, Siddhanta, and to be able to counteract all the doubts of a disciple. So no doubts can enter a disciple's heart. That he is completely freed from all material desire and to enjoy this material world. And Gurudev said the last and third is most important, is to that person is to realize, have direct realization of Krishna's Supreme Personality Godhead. So these 3 things must be there. You can tell by symptoms. So we are seeing very happily these symptoms in the person of Sripad Maharaja. And there were a few more things we used to feel when Gurudev would come. For one thing, we would always feel like, oh, this is going to last forever, right? He would come for 1 week and we wouldn't know time was passing. It was, oh, this is, oh, it's always, he's going to be here forever. And then towards the end of the week, we're thinking, he is going to leave. He's going to San Francisco. He's going somewhere else. And then this deep feelings of, in his very presence, we're thinking, oh my God, he's going to leave. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So we're still feeling like that. And I'm really making a request to be put on your list to come back next year, already feeling like our time will be over. But I'm so grateful. I think that your association is the antidote to hopelessness. Srila Gurudev told us so many times, do not become hopeless, right? That's very difficult to do. I think just being in the West is, it's just part of the program. But your association is the antidote, the cure. But anyway, I'm grateful to be here in this association. Thank you for letting me speak.
Now you are.
नामशिष्टं मनोबीजगत्रस्वरूपं रूपं तस्सग्रजं रुग्रीं मातुरीं गुष्टवाटिं राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरमोह राधिका माधवासं भक्तजस्य प्रथितकृपया श्रीगुरु तं नतोऽस्मि नमो महावदन्नाय